Hey, how you doing, everyone? Welcome back to Big Frog's 4x4. Got the Freespirit Recreation High Country King. This is the version 2 with the hard top. You don't have that big canvas bag you have to take off anymore. They just have a canvas side skirt that goes around all the way around. Once you get it out of your crate and load it onto whatever you're mounting it on, or you can set it down on the floor if whatever you're mounting it on is too high. Undo all the Velcro straps. There's some around the corners, some down the sides. There's one down the front, what I call the front of the tent. Depends on which way you want the ladder to come off. There's one down that way. You fold it up out of the way. Open it up, and your ladder is going to be on the inside of the tent. And all of your hardware and everything you need and stuff are inside of both of the shoe bags. You fold them out and get everything out of the shoe bags. I laid everything out here. It does come with some extra patches for different things. It does come with some Chinesium ratchet wrench. At least it's a ratchet wrench. And the tooth count on it's pretty good. I'd say it's at least in that 60, 70, maybe even up to a 90. But I don't think so. Tooth gear wrench type ratchet wrench. It also comes with an Allen wrench that has, it's cut off, I'll show you here. It's cut off stubby. I'm assuming that's going to come in handy for working on this. Might be a tight space you got to get into. So it comes with an Allen wrench. There is assembly required, obviously. You're going to have to mount it onto your crossbars. And you have to mount your ladder mounts, your hooks as well. And that's just a spring-loaded pin. It does pull out, lock, turn, and locks in. So if you set the ladder in, lock it in. Once it's in place, you can release and it'll lock the ladder in. It does not come with a full sheet of instructions that I found anywhere. It only says that you have to check online. So you're going to have to go online and then get your instructions from there and follow the instructions on how to assemble and mounting and all that kind of stuff. Now, installing the tent to the vehicle, they do give you all the hardware and stuff that you need. So, you have the aluminum pieces to slide in the end of the rail here. Instructions are pretty decent at this. A little confusing. But the nut and large washer against the bottom of your rail. And you put those in to where they're just able to still move this bolt back and forth. Then you install your lower clamp. Tighten that bolt up to where it's just loose, but not tightened up against the top nut. Once both those are in place, tighten this top nut up against the rail by hand with a wrench. This is all aluminum. You don't want to break or crack or strip anything. And then tighten your lower bolts. And again, by hand, you don't want to use an impact because you don't want to strip or crack or anything. Now, these brackets look different from they come from Freespirit because I had to bend them to fit around my 2x4s. I use a 2x4 because my tent is raised and lowered through these jack arms here that are tied together with steering shafts that are out of automobiles. So I tied both of these together so I can crank them up and down on each end. This will lower this side and that one will lower that side. And if I use steel, that would cause all the welds and everything to bend and crack, where the 2x4 is flexible and it's able to twist and bend. Now for the support poles, the instructions say that you're supposed to locate this 2 to 4 inches from the end. So I have it at 3 inches. I slid it in. The pieces slide inside the channel. You screw your screws in. Now one of mine did come with no threads. Somehow it got missed tapping for threads. So I had to get a tap. I think it was it's an M5 by 0.8 tap threads in it, and I was able to put my screw in. Then down here for the ladder. These were kind of a pain to install as well. The screw head is a little bit big when the washer's on there, and it hits the curve of this bracket. Makes it hard to get them lined up straight. So I just loosely, before I put the support brackets on, I loosely screwed these into the brackets, slid it on here as a full assembly, then did my final tightening. make sure you tighten everything by hand. These are aluminum and they can easily strip. So make sure you tighten everything by hand. Also, the center of the ladder, I measured from the ladder out to the end of the rail on both sides. Don't measure from this mount because they're the same mount, so you can't really get a measurement off that. So measure from the mount of the ladder here out to the end. I believe it was 23¼ inches on my tent from this bracket out to the end of the mount. Now watch for a full review of the tent, opening, closing, and that sort of thing. So far it's not too bad. There are some things I would change in the design of the tent to make things a little bit easier as far as setup. And there are some things that bug us so far just from not even spending the night in it. But just by having it, something really annoys us. So look for future videos. Thanks for watching Big Frogs 4x4. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, God bless.